Hello and welcome. In this video we are looking at the Breen Keth Sarr Intel Courier. We'll be looking at the Vanity Shields available from the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also those in the Zen store. As usual, the chapters for the video are listed in the description down below. The first shield we'll be looking at is the Alliance Vanity Shield. This shield is available in the Zen store and is currently the only one there. And it is part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle, in which you get the shield, the uniform and an upgrade. Shield itself, we have the white hull material, there's also some gold and grey hull material, and this red piping. We've got this orange plasma look for the Bizarre Collector effect of this shield. And we see that cyan lighting there as the warp nacelle colouring for the shield, as well as this cyan lighting here, which is normally the deflector look of the shield. Look at the rear here, we've got red through yellow, orange and white for the impulse engines. We've got that orange plasma effect here again. Then we see some of the gold and the grey hull shading there as well. Side on, we've got a touch more of the cyan lighting there. And you see the grey and the gold there on that pod. Then as we look down, again some more of the gold shading, that red piping there, and some touches of the grey. As we wrote through the underside there, again there's that cyan deflector effect there, more of the red piping, more of the gold shading, again see that clear there on the pod, and the grey there as well. On to the Dilithium store shields now. There's a very popular one, is the Baul Vanity Shield. So we've got this black hull material, got the cyan lighting there on the nacelle colouring and the Bizarre Collector colouring. Then we've got this pattern effect here for the deflector array. At the rear we've got this lovely red here for the impulse engine colouring, that cyan lighting again there. See, very stealthy look, especially with the black background here. As we rotate through, we can see this etched pattern design on the hull material. And the same here on the underside. This is the Borg Vanity Shield, so it gives your vessel the look of a liberated Borg vessel. We've got a dark grey hull material. You see the blue there of the nacelles, the Bizarre Collector, the pattern there for the deflector. You also notice these illuminated sections here. So that's sections of the hull that are missing hull plates, and it has a conduit material beneath those lighting effects. And you see more of that conduit effect here at the rear. Got the blue there for the impulse engines, and that blue Bizarre Collector effect there, and more of that lighting effect there on that pod. The hull material pattern there, so it's a random shapes of hull plates put together. As we look down, we've got more of that exposed conduit effect there with various lighting effects. And with the same on the underside, and you can see quite a bit of that exposed conduit effect there on that pod. This is the Discovery Vanity Shield. This shield has two visual appearances depending upon your faction alignment. So we'll have a look at the Federation one first, and then we'll look at the Klingon one next. So for Federation aligned characters, you get the look of Starfleet vessels in Season 1 of Discovery. So we've got various tones to the hull material, and this grey with a pattern effect to it. This blue pattern here for the Bussard collectors, the blue there for the nacelle colouring, and this white with a blue pattern within it for the deflector array. There's that blue pattern Bussard collector effect there at the rear. This red honeycomb for the impulse engines. And we see the different shades to the hull material along with that pattern effect there as well. Then we have this white and blue lighting effect here on the side. Look down, we've got that red square there. Then we're looking at the different shades to the hull material along with the pattern effect within that material. And with the same there on the underside. This is the Discovery Vanity Shield on a KDF aligned character. So it's designed to give your vessel the look of whatever they tried to pass off as Klingons in Discovery's vessels. So we've got this brown hull material, and you can see the pattern effect of various shapes throughout it so far. We've got this red and this pulsating white Bussard collector effect. Then we've got this patterned orange, yellow and white effect here on the nacelles. Then we've got this yellow and white pattern for the deflector array. At the rear, with this yellow and white pattern impulse engine. There's that red and pulsating white Bussard collector effect. And then looking at side on, you can see some more of that pattern design within the material. And we've got that yellow illumination on that square there. Then you get a full view of the details and the pattern for the hull material there. And with the same here on the underside. Next up we have the Emperor's Vanity Shield. We've got this grey hull material and some purple shading. This lovely orange patterned effect here for the deflector. Got the deep yellow there for the Bussard collectors and a slightly lighter yellow there for the nacelles themselves. You can also make out some blue dot illumination throughout the hull material. It gives a starfield kind of effect to the material itself. Got the cyan there for the impulse engines. More of that purple shading there, and then that deep yellow for the Bussard collector effect at the rear here. And there's some more of that blue dot illumination you can just make out here at the end of the nacelles and at the back here. Side on again, more of that blue dot illumination clearly visible now. Some more of the orange lighting effects there. And let's look down, we can see that purple shading here, and that cyan lighting there as well. And you can see that blue dot illumination throughout the nacelles and the main body there. As we rotate through the underside, again, more of that blue dot lighting there, more of the purple shading as well on the grey hull material. Now we come to the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So the orange hull material of the Ferengi vessels that we see in the TV shows. A touch of grey and gold shading as well. Then I've got this deep yellow, almost orange for the Bassard collectors, and a lighter yellow there for the nacelles themselves. And we've got that deep yellow again, almost orange, with a touch of grey for the deflector there. Same colouring here for the impulse engines. There's that Bassard collector effect with some of that gold shading. Notice side on, there's some parts of the hull material have got a rivet effect to it. I've got some more of that yellow lighting there here. So look down, there's that rivet effect to the hull material. Touch more of the grey shading as well, and the gold shading also. And with the same here on the underside. Quite a bit of gold shading there on the pod, and that rivet effect there on the hull material. Moving on to the Hur'q Vanity Shield, which is quite similar to the Breen Courier shield and actual hull material. So we've got the green material for the hull with this purple shading. You can see this green effect here for the nacelles, the Bassard collector, this pattern design here on the deflector as well. And then we've got this illuminated green pattern material also. The rear we've got a pattern green for the impulse engines. You can see a bit of a pattern there on the hull material with this black shading, and quite a bit of this illuminated green pattern material at the rear here and also in the pod as well. Side on, that shading giving the pattern effect to the hull material. Some more of that green lighting effects here as well. Let's look down, a better view of that pattern effect with that black shading. And there's that illuminated green pattern again. Let's look at the underside, more of the purple shading with that pattern effect. In that illuminated green there on the pod and at the rear of the ship here. Here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So this shield is like the Discovery one, where it has two visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. We'll have a look at the Federation aligned first and then move on to the Klingon aligned. So I've got this light grey hull material, this white and blue nacelle colour, this god awful Bassard collector effect that is supposed to mimic the Bassard collector in the Kelvin in the first reboot film. Then we've got this nice blue pattern deflector array, which replicates that of the Enterprise in the reboot films. There's that awful Bassard collector effect there. Then we've got this orange pattern effect for the impulse engines. The light grey hull material with the pattern effect throughout it. Touch of this orange lighting here. Again, just more of the pattern effect to the grey hull material there on the underside. Here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a KDF aligned character. We've got various shades of green for the hull material. There's a lovely red deflector pattern here. We have the yellow there for the Bizarre collectors, and this blue pattern for the nacelles themselves. With the lovely red there for the impulse engines. The yellow Bizarre collector there at the back with this grey material as well. You can see different shades of green just at the side view. So look down, we've got that lovely red square there, and the different shades of green there with some touches of grey as well. And with the same here on the underside. Another popular shield in the game is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. Now we've got a two-tone hull material with this stripe pattern effect as well. This lovely pattern cyan deflector, and the cyan there for the nacelle colouring. You'll notice that the Bizarre collectors are blacked out with this shield. The rear with that lovely red for the impulse engines, more of that striped material pattern, and again that Bizarre collector effect blacked out. So look on the side here, we can see the different tones for the hull material. And so look down, we've got that bright red square there. The different tones to the hull material and more of that striped pattern there. And the same there on the underside. Here we have the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. So with this green hull material with grey material and black as well. Then we've got this pattern lighting material, and certain parts of it do pulsate. This lovely warm orange deflector array there. And the white there for the nacelles, and this pattern white for the Bizarre collectors. There's that pattern white for the Bizarre collector there at the rear. More of that black shaded hull material. And that panel lighting as well, we can see quite prevalent throughout it. You can see it pulsating over here. And then we also have white there for the impulse engines. Side on, we can start to see this carved pattern to the material. And so look down, with this white square, this illuminated yellow section here at the forward hull, more of the black shading and the grey as well. Again, some more of that pulsating light effect to those panelled areas here. And more of the pulsating light effect there, the black and the grey there in the pod, the grey material for the underside of the nacelles, and then we've got the green material and the carved effect throughout the rest. Now we come to the final shield available in the Dilithium store at the moment, and it is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. So we've got this bright green for the nacelle colour, this green and white pattern effect there for the Bizarre collectors, this lovely green pattern for the deflector, then this olive green and sandy brown colour for the hull material. The rear there, we've got the red for the impulse engines. See that green and white Bizarre collector effect there at the rear as well. I've got some of the red lighting here at the side. Touches of grey there for the hull material as well. And then that red square there. And the colours and the pattern remind me of an army camouflage when looking at the ship in full view there. And with the same there on the underside. And that concludes the look at the Breen Keth Sarr. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking for more content, do check the description below, as you'll find links there to Casual Sab, Nick NB and MC Stu. Their YouTube and Twitch channels are there, and they have a whole host of content. It's extremely knowledgeable and entertaining to watch. In the description you'll also find links to my social media, so X and Blue Sky, plus my Real Merch affiliate code for 10% off your orders. Then there's also the links for the STO wiki and for the main Star Trek Online news blog. So until the next video or the next live stream, thanks again for watching.